Here's something that might change the way you look at your trash can forever. Half the vegetable scraps you toss out today could still be alive. Not compost eventually, alive actually alive, ready to grow a second time, for nothing but water and sunlight. Onion ends, lettuce stumps, that shriveled ginger knob in the back of the fridge, most of it still has a full plant hiding inside. In this video, I'm walking through 8 kitchen scraps you can regrow, starting with the easiest and building up to the one that genuinely feels like a magic trick. Number 6 will surprise you with how fast it moves. Number 8 is something you've probably binned 100 times without ever knowing what it could do. Let's get into it. 1. Green onions. We're starting here because it's basically foolproof, and you get results almost immediately, which makes it the perfect gateway into this whole thing. Next time you use green onions, don't toss the white root ends. Chop the green parts for your cooking, then drop the roots pointing down into a small jar with a bit of water on a windowsill. That's the whole process. No soil, no tools. Inside a day, you'll spot new green growth poking up. By day 3, it's obviously growing. By the end of the week, you've got enough to trim and cook with again, and the same roots will keep doing this for months. The reason it works: green onions are biennials. Cutting them doesn't kill them, it just signals the plant to push out fresh growth from the top. Sitting in water gives it steady moisture, without the rot risk that soil can bring. Swap the water every couple of days, keep it in the sun, and harvest the tops whenever you need them. It's basically a self-refilling green onion dispenser sitting on your counter. 2. Celery. Most people slice the stalks away and pitch the base, that pale, flat chunk that looks totally spent. That's actually the part with all the potential left in it. Cut about 2 inches off the bottom of the bunch, stand it cut side up in a shallow bowl, and add just enough warm water to cover the lower half. Put it in a sunny spot and leave it alone. Within a few days, small yellow-green leaves start poking out of the center. A week in, they're green and standing tall. By week 2 or 3, you've got actual mini celery stalks, small but usable in stock, soups, and stir-fries. What's happening is the base contains the apical meristem, essentially the plant's built-in growth engine, compressed into that flat disc. Adding water tells the plant it's been damaged, and it responds the way it evolved to, by regrowing. Once roots form, you can move it into soil for a fuller plant, or just keep harvesting the tender leaves straight from the water dish. 3. Lettuce romaine. Butter lettuce, even iceberg, they all hide the same trick. That stump you normally cut off and discard is a living plant core, fully capable of starting over. Trim your lettuce about 2 inches from the base, keeping the flat bottom intact. Set it in a shallow dish with roughly ½ an inch of water, enough to keep it moist, not enough to drown it. Bright spot. Water change daily or every other day. The outer leaves may look a little sad and yellow at first. Ignore that. Watch the center instead. New pale leaves will start pushing up from the middle within days. By the end of week 1, you'll have visible new leaves unfurling. By week 2, a genuine small salad harvest. Same mechanism as celery. The base holds the regenerative tissue, and water reactivates it, sending fresh leaves up one at a time. The new growth tends to be smaller and more tender, some say sweeter, and it costs nothing, since you were throwing that piece away regardless. 4. Garlic. This one takes longer, but the payoff is worth the wait. Start with a single clove, pointy end up, in a small glass with just enough water to touch the flat bottom. Sunny window, and within a week, you'll see a green shoot appear at the tip. That shoot is garlic greens, mild, garlicky, and usable exactly like chives, on eggs, pasta, soup, whatever you'd normally reach for scallions for. Here's the part most people skip. Take that sprouted clove and plant it in soil, flat side down, about 1 inch deep. Water it and give it sun. Over the next 6 to 8 months, it grows into a full plant. Once the green stalks dry out and topple over, that's your cue. Pull it up, and underneath is a complete bulb with 6 to 10 new cloves, all grown from that one clove you almost threw out. One clove becomes a whole head. This is essentially how garlic has been propagated for centuries. We just stopped realizing we could do it at home in a pot. 5. Potatoes. This one moves from the windowsill to actual soil, but don't let that scare you off. It might be the least effortful thing on this list. You've seen it. A forgotten potato sprouting strange white or purple nubs. Those aren't a sign it's gone bad. They're called eyes, and they mean it's ready to grow. Cut the potato into chunks, making sure each piece has at least 1 or 2 eyes. Then let the cut pieces air dry for a day so they don't rot once planted. Plant each chunk about 4 inches deep, eyes facing up, in a pot of decent potting soil. Water it, give it full sun, and within a week, you'll see shoots breaking the surface. Weeks later, you've got a full leafy plant. When it flowers and the leaves start yellowing and dying back, that's harvest time. Dig in, and you'll find a small cluster of new potatoes underneath. One chunk with a couple of eyes can turn into 5 to 10 new potatoes. Think about how many sprouted potatoes have gone straight in the bin instead. 6. Ginger. This is the one I told you to stick around for, because describing it doesn't really do it justice. Take a piece of ginger root and look for a small rounded bump on the surface, pale, sometimes with a pink tint. That's the bud. Set that piece bud side up in a shallow dish of water, somewhere warm and bright. Check it the next morning. There won't just be a hint of growth, there'll be an actual visible shoot already pushing upward, like it was just waiting for permission. By the next evening, it's noticeably taller. By the end of the week, you've got a proper shoot several centimeters high, with thin white roots spreading out below. Ginger is a rhizome, an underground stem built to regenerate from broken pieces. In the wild, fragments snap off, wash downstream, and just start growing wherever they land. It's not something you're teaching it to do, you're just not standing in its way. Once the shoot and roots are established, move it into rich, well-draining soil, keep it warm and moist, and in a few months, you've got a full plant you can harvest fresh root from indefinitely. 7. Onions. Green onions give you endless tops, but a full onion can hand you something bigger, a brand new bulb, grown from the part almost everyone throws away without a second thought. When you chop an onion, you slice off that flat, papery disc at the root end. That disc holds the onion's entire root system and everything it needs to start over. Cut it about 1 inch thick to keep some flesh attached. Then set it cut side up in a shallow dish with just enough water to keep the roots damp, not enough to submerge the flesh, or it'll rot. Sunny spot, and within a few days, green shoots appear from the center. These aren't scallion-style tops. This is a new onion plant starting from scratch. Within 2 weeks, the shoots are several inches tall, at which point you transfer the disc into soil. Over the following weeks and months, a new bulb forms underground, sometimes one large one, sometimes a small cluster, all from a piece you were about to throw in the trash, from a vegetable you probably use daily. 8. Pineapple saved. For last, because it sounds like it shouldn't work, and it does anyway. The leafy crown you twist off the top of a pineapple is a full plant cutting, ready to grow a new one. Twist or cut it off, then strip away the bottom few rows of leaves to expose about 1 inch of bare stem. You'll see tiny brown nodules along that stem. That's what you're after. Let the crown dry out for a day or two, so the cut end seals over. Skipping this step is how it rots in water. Then place it in a glass of water, bare stem submerged, leaves up, sunny window, water changed every few days. In 2 to 3 weeks, white roots start growing from the base. Once those roots are 1 inch or 2 long, move the crown into a pot with fast-draining sandy soil. Water it lightly, give it your sunniest spot, and then this is the part that trips people up. Wait, pineapples are slow. You're looking at 18 months to 2 years before fruit shows up. But here's the thing, that time is passing either way. You're going to be in that same kitchen doing that same grocery run 2 years from now regardless. The only variable is whether there's a pineapple plant sitting in your sunniest corner when you get there, or whether that crown ended up in the trash and you never thought about it again. 8 scraps, 8 plants, all of it free, all of it starting from something you were about to throw away. Nobody really teaches this. We're mostly taught to buy, use, and toss. But a surprising amount of what ends up in the bin is still alive and still capable of starting over. If this saved you from tossing out a perfectly good vegetable, do me a favor and hit like it's the easiest way to tell me this kind of content is worth making more of. And if you want more free food, grow it yourself tricks like this, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I've got a lot more of these coming. See you in the next video. Let me know in the comments which one you're trying first, easing in with green onions or going straight for the pineapple. I read every comment. See you in the next one.